Hey everybody, Steve Wolfpack here. Known on Twitter as Beowulf. Anyway, I guess you kill I like wolves, but anyway, yesterday I actually put out a post on Gab, and let me just say that I have went to Gab as my social media site. Um, I trying to fit in the forums. It's a little bit different, and I'm trying to learn it. So you guys be patient with me while I go. But the most important message here today is I have started a grassroots organization, and I hope you guys just at least hear me out. In Huntington, Texas, zip code 75949. Now, the reason for this grassroots organization is because of the following reasons that I can document everything. Basically, what I'm trying to do is get exposure to this area. Because of the fact is that they thrive on secrecy here and operate inside a bubble. These are facts. These are not something I've made up. If you need documentation, you just ask me. Here of what I know. Here's what I'm up against. I'm asking for support. No, ma'am, no, sir, I do not want your money. All I'm asking for you is to help me and follow the Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof at Facebook and input what you see in the information that you get. Here is the information that I need you to pay attention to. And like I said, these are all facts. Number one, Huntington is $3 million in debt. No one can explain where this money goes. We currently lose $200,000 a year, and we don't know where the monies go. There is no physical traction of money going in from our taxes to the government. Things that are allotted for this, for road repair, have disappeared. We haven't had any roads repaired. Okay, so we know we got a crooked government. Number two, an individual was arrested at a city hall meeting whenever it was brought up by the council and set up for a vote that little girls could not play softball on Sundays. Now, I don't really care about what your religious belief is. I mean, I'm glad you do or you don't. It's not a big deal to me. It's whatever you believe. That's fine. I believe you believe whatever. However, the fact is, a city council or any government agency cannot dictate when you or should not be in church. Point. If you're atheist or you're other or Wiccan or you're Muslim or you're Asian or whatever and somebody says you have to be on church on Sunday, that's a violation of civil rights. I mention this and to interject because we have no civil rights here. They are being taken away. The individual who was arrested walked to the forum, the front of the out of the meeting area, and as he was leaving, said, "Fucking bullshit." He immediately was accosted by cops, immediately handcuffed, and they told him the reason for detention was vulgarity. There's no vulgarity here. Now, after 8 hours of in a cell, this individual finally, after they decided what charge they could charge him with, charged him with a Class A misdemeanor, interrupting a meeting. Now, case in point, if this is true, Robert's Rules of Order, I believe it's 26, please look me up anyway, states that there is no legal authority by a city council unless you're warned. Everybody knows this. Sir, you're out of order. We're going to remove you if you don't shut up. Blah, blah, blah. We hear it every day in court. This individual never was warned. All he said was, you can't do this. You're breaking the law. And got up, gathered his stuff, walked out. Then he was arrested for vulgarity. I don't know what world we live in, but the issue is this, is that is an example of not just a law being broken, but it's actually a federal crime, and they're getting away with it. Two, an individual who has PTSD was in his home. He had a bad reaction to a new medicine that was given to him to correct his PTSD. The reason why the correction in the medicine was because simple is that he was in Madigan Hospital, and then he transferred down to Lufkin Hospital, which is in Texas. They changed his medication. They put him on medication that was cheaper for the pharmacy here in Lufkin, Texas. After sitting in a lazy boy chair, he notified his wife, please call. Something's going on with my medicine. Please call the 800 veteran helpline. We have that. She was currently on the phone. The individual asked her, is he willing to go to the nearest location to actually get him into 72 hours, let the medication wear off, and we can get in contact with his doctor on Monday so she can prescribe the right medication. She said, look, I think maybe he needs to be transported. I don't know his reaction when he's going from here to there, which is about 10 miles. She agreed. She said, okay, we'll have somebody out there to transport him immediately and get him to the nearest hospital. I'm going ahead and calling the Burke Center, which is a hospital that deals with veterans, and let them know that he's coming. My wife was still on the phone. Immediately, cops arrived at my front door, walked in, shined their light, squared my eyes where I couldn't see. Case in point, I'm sitting in a lawn chair. I mean, not lawn chair, sorry, lazy boy, don't confuse, lazy boy chair. To the right of the handle where I can put my feet rest down. From the action of these officers, I knew that if I reached for this lever, I would have been shot. Guns were drawn, pointed at me, along with a flashlight so I couldn't see the individuals. Came in 3-man formation. Now, obviously they'd never worked together because the fact is that everybody was giving me their directions. Where, do this, do that, do this, hands up, hands down, hold it. So I'm sitting there doing the freaking hokey pokey, hoping I don't get freaking shot. I tried to explain to the individuals 4 times. Look, I have to reach down. They wanted me to get out of the chair. I said, I have to reach down and pull this lever. Please don't shoot me. They said, no, I couldn't do that. They said, get out of the chair. So, of course, getting out of the chair, if you've ever done this with a footrest up, I guess. Boom, guess what? I stumbled. Did I go toward them? No, I just stumbled getting out of the chair. Or I wasn't getting out of the chair fast enough. Immediately, this time, I was tased 3 times in the back. 3 times, I know. I told you, I got PTSD, man. I was in a different world. 3 times and it didn't bring me down. Immediately, I was put into a chokehold by the officer where I passed out. This whole time, my wife was on the phone with the helpline. I did not realize I was passed out. I know that you can do a maneuver where you're tapping out. I wasn't even able to do that. I couldn't move. I knew in my mind at that time I was going to die. No bullshit, everything. I knew that this is the way I was going to die because I couldn't communicate with this individual that he was freaking killing me. I passed out. The only thing that brought me to was my wife and her voice. That was it. Some of you guys are in religion, some of you don't. But anyway, it was just my wife, her voice. And all she said was, Steve, you gotta wake up. I was then arrested, cuffed, and taken into custody, where they said, I asked, sir, what are you charging me with? I haven't done anything. I said, you know what you did. No, sir, I don't. I'm asking you. Oh, as soon as I did that, man, bam, boom, bam, bam, here we go again. So come to find out, I get to jail. I spend 24 hours in jail. I get up in the morning. They want me to eat breakfast. I don't want to eat breakfast. I'm not hungry. I'm still sick from meds. And they said, we're going to get you some help. We're going to get you over to the Burke Center. Yeah, the Burke Center called last night. Why the hell are we still here, dipstick? So meanwhile, they get me to the Burke Center. They said that they ordered me to go to get a 72-hour, put me on 72-hour hold so they could deal with my mental. They wanted to know if I was mentally stable. I have documentation, and my wife showed them this documentation showing that I'm 100% disabled, and 50% of that is PTSD. You think they might have had a clue that maybe I was? So anyway, I stayed my time at the Burke Center. I got out. I came home, only to find out later that it was still on the books that I was charged with resisting arrest. They asked, when I asked my attorney, what? So, oh, they made a mistake. They never called you back. So this whole time I've got resisting arrest and never been called to trial. This is over 2 years ago. I just recently found out on the arrest of city council. What it proved was this, is that now city council members have control of the city council because no one will go to the city council because it's been set down in precedence that you will be arrested if you do not approve or do you dissent in any way. If you dissent in any way or you ask a question, you will go to jail, period. Stepping back, I had made a presentation to the city council that really ticked them off. Was the fact is they were proposing that a 19% water hike go up to cover the cost of water. Okay, fine. However, the fact is that we have multiple for 12 quarters in a row. We have failed to make inspection. We are in serious violation on our water. After further research, I saw that in that water, what it contains is 7 contaminants that are actually in the water that are linked to cancer. I informed the city council they just could not pass this law without a public hearing. People needed to be aware that their rates of utility rates are going up. It's a law. I informed them that they were actually raising a hike, or they were raising water rates on contaminated water that we have not passed inspection on and never have. But they voted on it anyway without public approval. They voted on it, got it posted, and they posted it in a paper on 6-page. Nobody knew until the bills hit. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm dealing with is I'm dealing with a complete corrupt system, all the way up to the county. This is the good old boy network, 3 times old. If they do not like what you do, you will be ostracized. You will be character assassinated. You will be forced to move out of town. Our quote from a mayor, and I quote Frank Harris saying, "That son bitch, we need to run him out of town. Like all these other son bitches, we need to run them all out of town." The son bitches that he's talking about are people who ask questions, who do FOIA requests and get answers, and then or get the documentation, and then we ask the questions because it doesn't make sense. My plea only doesn't go out because I want you to fight my battles for me. What I want is I want someone to recognize, and maybe somebody will listen and say that's wrong, and get somebody involved that can do something about it. As everybody knows, it's the old racket here in Angelina County. Nobody wants to go up against the cities. And the reason why is because the fact is they will ostracize lawyers in this county to where they could not get customers or their clients. They will run them out of business. I've been here for 4 years. Currently, right now, there are 5 lawyers who have moved out of the county, stating the fact that the whole justice system is corrupt. I'm not saying that I'm against officers. I'm not. But these individual officers have been on the years for 25 years, and they're not properly trained for the current uh, threat we have. They're used to doing it the old way, where beat your ass was the law. Beat their ass. beat their ass, put them in jail. We'll make up something later. We'll hold them for 10 hours or so, or 8 to 24 hours, and then we'll have time to make something up. We'll go back and sit down over coffee, and we'll drink about it and see which one's going to stick. That's what we'll charge him with. Our constitutional rights, ladies and gentlemen, when you enter the city of Huntington, Texas, at the city limit sign, you almost must be required almost to drop off the Constitution or the Texas Constitution. It's that bad. 40% of our income is generated by traffic tickets. Everywhere in Southeast Texas, and all over Texas pretty much, whenever you mention the town of Huntington, they say, I don't go through there. It's a speed trap. I sit right out here and right across, I'm on the Highway 69, and right out here there's a nice little spot where they always hide out every freaking day. They clock you before you get into the city limits because it's on a hill coming down. All this might seem minor to you, and I understand that. My point is that I woke up to the fact is if it's this damn hard to get people to listen to the injustices that are being done here in Huntington, I can imagine how hard it is for everybody else in the other states. I can sympathize now with the people on Gab that come back and they expose corruption, or they ask questions and they can't get answers. I can understand your frustration, because you're toward the point to where, hey, somebody's got to freaking listen, and it don't happen. I believe this term that they're calling, you guys are calling on the internet today, is woke. Maybe y'all woke up. I don't know, but after I got back from Afghanistan, I did a lot of waking up, and I learned a lot of things. And hey, I don't really know if I should have fought for that shit or not, but I did, for me and my buddies. Now to come back to see individuals that are treated like second-class citizens, where the elite rule and the laws change daily. I don't know who else to turn to get my message out. People come back with answers that I put out, and they say, well, go find a civil rights organization. There's none here in Texas that will listen. If you go to a civil rights organization on the internet, you know what? You won't find help. What you'll find is to donate. As I said, you can't find an attorney in Angelina County who will take the case. You have to go outside of the county. And even they will tell you, I hate dealing with Angelina County because they're corrupt. A commissioner quoted to me one time when I gave him the water report on the contaminants in the water. I gave him the report and I showed it to him and I said, sir, do you see this? Have you looked at this? He said, call me back. So he looked at it. I called him back in about 20 minutes and he said, well, all I can tell you is don't drink the water. That's the answer for us all, I guess. Don't drink the water. So once again, I implore you, or I just overstated, I guess, is that the fact is that, you know what? I understand everybody's frustration. I will do whatever I can now on Gab to support any grassroots endeavor or anything to fight back on their city government, because I understand what you're going through. The Good Old Boy Network is alive and it thrives everywhere. I don't know what it takes to break it. I don't know all the answers. What I do know is I can crunch numbers and I can research and I can find out what questions to ask, and I can't get no answers. 75% of our council meetings are held behind closed doors. No one's ever told what they're about. We have a situation in Huntington to where people are being mentally and verbally abused if they speak out against the system. We have a county who's not willing to do anything because the fact is that it's a blood stain or a black eye on their whole reputation. They will tell you from the commissioner's office, well, that problem would go away. Now, why am I doing this? Am I trying to be popular or anything? No, I'm not. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gain support from somebody who'll just listen. Who'll ask questions and just don't give me direction in the wrong area, chase me down, make me chase down a rabbit hole. I'm willing to do the work, just show me how. Who do I need to contact? Who do I need to contact to report this problem? I have written emails, I have written letters, I have done everything physically possible that I know to my representatives, everybody. And no one wants to pay attention to it. But I understand now what Gab has been telling me, that I need to pay attention, because until I figured out what was going on, I didn't pay attention either. If it didn't affect me, I didn't really give a shit. But now I started to learn, you know what? If it affects somebody else, sooner or later it's going to affect me. So I don't have no radical movement. I don't have no radical issues. I don't. But I'm pissed off, and I'm going to fight, and I'll probably end up in jail. That video will be coming up probably on right before January the 8th for my trial. Because I'm going to go to jail. It's a Class A misdemeanor, what, $500 fine, 30 days max. Okay, I'll do that for speaking out. But that's not the principle. The principle is that a person can be charged with this such a petty crime and not even be able to go to trial for 4 months, 5 months. And the county admits they want to word it correctly because they don't want a lawsuit. The city attorney was there in the same meeting I was there, and when I got up and I walked out and I was heading out the door and got charged with vulgarity, he told them to stop because I was right. %20 of our population here in Huntington is at poverty level. Our roads are impassable. Our water, you can't drink it. We have no infrastructure. We have 3 burger joints. We can't get anybody to stay in business because our city officials will not get out of the way and let progress happen. Our mayor is 75 years old. He's got Alzheimer's. What do I need to do to get him out of office? I don't know. Or am I fighting a losing fight? Do I throw my hands up and say, you know what, it is what it is, and look for some place to move? Well, everybody tells me that, but you know what? I just can't just move without a bad feeling in my gut, because you know what? I'm probably going to move into the same damn situation because I hear through Gab that, you know what, you guys are going through the same damn thing. So I'm not guaranteed to make life better. It looks like to me that everywhere we go, life's worse everywhere we go. We got droves of people moving here to Texas from California, and they ain't got a job. But when you go ask them, it's better than where I came from. So I guess maybe I'm asking for an organization that somebody belongs to, or somebody who's active, and or a bunch of activists, and actually get involved, and I can get involved with, to where we can make a difference. To at least we get our voices heard. I'm trying to do that through Huntington, Texas, Facts and Proof on Facebook. All I ever did said, you know what, well, why don't you do it here on Gab? Well, I haven't gotten the response on Gab because I'm not really a big member. But I am, like I said, I'm now sold on Gab. I do the Twitter. And the reason why I do Twitter is because the fact is that I don't know what it is, but for headlines that are coming out, Twitter usually has it first. They have it before MSN or whatever. They usually have it first. YouTube sucks now. It's gone. You guys told me that on Gap. YouTube's done. I'm just finding that out right now. I should have believed you in the first place. But like I said, I'm looking for an organization, a group of people who are willing just to look at the documents and see what's happening and support me in my endeavors, or give me some advice, give me some real life places where I can call, write, do whatever I have to do, go stand in a picket line to expose this type of corruption. I know it doesn't affect you, but there are people out here that are being abused financially. I don't know even that you can do that. Their character assassinated. They are brought down. They are kicked out or shunned from churches for their political beliefs or because they speak out. You are not to allow, like I've said, and I think I will post this link. But anyway, I was explaining to the rules of Huntington. One of the first rules was when you're hurt, it takes you 3 years just to even be considered a citizen. Until then, until then, don't get tickets, don't cause no controversy, and sit down and shut up. We'll tell you what to do. After 3 years, we may consider your opinions. What kind of freaking shit is that? And somebody wrote that shit down too. There's actually rules like that to be in Huntington. Now I challenge you. I'll try to post everything, and I think I have, and sporadically. But these are rules to be accepted in Huntington. These are the rules that you have to go by, or you get arrested. I joke, and I'm going to finish this up because I know I don't want to take too much of your time. I just hope somebody will listen. But we have, in our county, we have the brown shirts because they wear brown shirts. I sat here the other day thinking, I'm like, you know what, damn, that ain't too much further than Nazi Germany. They enforce the damn laws for the government. So this is pretty much a plea going out. I don't mean to beg and whine and shit. I don't really mean to do that. But I have to go somewhere and start. And I have to go somewhere and get the message out, because the fact is that if you people with most people on Gab are very intelligent. If you people would see the shit that's going on and look at the documentation and see how they're robbing the city blind, and they'll claim a $3 million debt and not even be able to tell you where it's going. If you have an EDC at the slush fund that's used at the slush fund to launder money back to the city, it's all right there in black and white. And I'm not even a rocket scientist, and I figured that shit out. So, like I said, this is Steve Wolfpack. I'm Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof. I created that page. It's on Facebook. I created that page just for input from individuals like you. Because the fact is that we need to have other people's opinion in a small-minded freaking town, because they're breaking the law. And I know everywhere everybody says that, break the law. Sometimes in a small town, kind of get away with it, give them that, get it, whatever. But it's gotten to the point to where they're breaking federal law. Somebody please tell me, if you can't help me, please tell me a contact of a group who actually makes a difference, or at least is trying, or at least give me some direction. I don't want any more guys. I'm sorry. I don't want any more guys comments like, go look this up, go look that up, because the shit you're giving me, it's just looking shit up. I want to know finally who you can go to solve these problems. I'm sure as many people post on Gab, I see they're going through the same problems. I'm sure that they find some kind of remedy on who to actually talk to get this exposed. My reason for being on Gab is very simple. I want to expose my site because I want you guys to see what these people write. And also to help you out, if you own a business or a company or whatever, if you want to advertise worldwide, I don't care, statewide, nationwide, I don't give a shit. Post it on Facebook, on my Facebook page, Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof. I don't care. Keep it clean though, guys, because I got kids that are actually learning. And basically, I mean, I really don't give a shit, but I got kids in high school that are actually learning because they're learning what government's supposed to be about here. And that's one of the biggest damn shames, is the fact is our kids are seeing this and they think this is the way government's supposed to run. They're born in a world of corruption and they have to keep going through it. Our kids are bullied, picked on, beat up if their parent has a dissension or ask a question or they don't approve. Their kids are automatically held accountable in their high school and junior highs. I don't know if that's acceptable to you, but just because if I have a child and I have a political belief, I don't want you beating up on his ass because of me. I want you to call his daddy, tell his ass to get over it. Me and him will fucking tussle. But try to keep mine short. I'm keeping it really short. Anyway, this is just the type of stuff I'm going through. Please hit me up with actual places where I can go to. Appreciate your support. If you don't give it to me, that's fine. I don't want you to ask. I'm not asking you to fight my battles. That's okay. If you don't like this video, turn it off. Whatever the hell. But anyway, I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to make a change. And it starts with me right now. And I'm asking you to come along and give me some help and give me some advice. Not asking for you to do anything for me. Just tell me what I need to do, and I'll get it done. Once again, this is Wolfpack. Thanks for listening. I'm on YouTube too. I post it there, but nobody freaking listens. So I was like, you know what? But that's not rare for YouTube. Now you got people posting on YouTube. There's only 6 or 7 views for most of the people. YouTube just sold out. So anyway, that's another subject. Wolfpack, hit me back. Hope you guys listen to this. If not, don't just like it, repost it. So maybe somebody out there will get the message. Wolfpack, I'm out.